Alright guys, here we are to talk about The Walking Dead, Episode 8, Season 8. Oh my.
Double eights.
We finally have an episode. It doesn't feel like boring garbage.
I don't know.
It's not it's not amazing, but it did send me in a direction I didn't think I was going.
Really?
And
you personally, like in your life?
Me personally. I went out and I said, I need a new career. And
I've been sitting on my laurels for too long. It's time to go back and get my degree.
So let me just jump far to the end on this real quick.
Totally.
So the way the episode is framing,
later.
I was like, I think I think Michonne might die.
Ooh.
I was like, because something's gonna happen. I'm like, Rick, is not going to pay for the mistakes he's made in this life. It's going to be the people around him. He can't know love or happiness, and that's like where I'm like, I think that she's going to die, because I also think that she could have an acting career and other things, and I'm like, she might be like, 8 seasons, I'm out, or 7 seasons, I guess, 6,
whatever. Whenever she showed up,
she's like, you know what?
Yeah, and she was less featured in this episode. Yeah. Well, this season, I want to say overall, right? She's been back at home, injured, but that stuff happening. Yeah.
So when she runs back into the fucking facility, I'm like, oh, she's gonna die here. All right. But then I thought back and I was like, wait a minute, Carl was writing like a fucking note and shit. I'm like, yeah, maybe Carl's gonna die. Yeah. And then like Carl didn't die, and I was like, oh, all right, then fuck this episode.
This makes no sense at all.
And then it goes down to the sewer, and I'm like, they're all in this like sewer. I'm like, are they dying from methane gas? Do they all die down here? What happens there?
That would be weird.
And then Carl's like, I got bit saving that guy. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I'm like, so A, that guy now has to have some severe importance because he took out one of the most main characters of the show. So like, he has to be the new feature and bring something amazing to the table, even though we know he's like an idiot with crazy, like, I gotta set him free.
For his mama.
Whatever. And then I'm like, okay, so Carl got bit like at least a full day ago and hasn't showed almost any weakness whatsoever. All right, so that's interesting. And for the first time ever, the show has realistically portrayed what would happen when you're right near an explosion, and Carl's like, I got shell shock. What's happening? Oh, man. That should happen in every episode, because at least once or twice, they do like the action movie thing where people like cross arms and go back to back, and someone fires a gun like right here. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, he'd be vomiting on the ground.
Let's see how that would have really played out.
Yeah, do you know how much I would love that, though? You're, like, on the ground vomiting, you can't hear, and zombies are slowly getting close to you, and you're like,
No, I mean, I don't, so part of me is like, I'll never do this, we'll never do this, so I can just tell the world in case someone does it. That would be awesome, if you just made a movie where shit was realistic, and the characters were like, I don't know, I thought that would work, and you're like, why would that have worked? You don't know how to make a Molotov cocktail? Just like a bottle of booze just hitting as like, it's just like a puddle, and they're like, fuck, I didn't,
And the liquid extinguishes the fire.
Yeah, it just goes like nothing.
Did you make a Molotov cocktail out of wine? What are you talking about?
Yeah, that doesn't work. Oh my god! I thought I saw it in a movie.
You would do more damage just hitting him with the bottle. Yeah. Why didn't you just aim for him with the bottle?
Well, maybe if he wouldn't throw all of our weapons across the room, and it's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
It was a moving target. It's not easy.
Yeah, because so much shit's so unrealistic on such like a basic level. It's crazy.
But then we have fucking Chandler walking around just throwing fucking smoke grenades. Like, I'll just keep throwing these. They're clearly mortaring us with these, like, I don't know what gun they're using.
There's so much to talk about with all this. There's so much to get to. I don't even know what to say, right? He's like, blow up all the other houses. I'm going to Rick's to have spaghetti or whatever.
Yes, right? I actually laughed at that. I don't know if you were supposed to, but I did.
No, you are supposed to enjoy Negan. He says, and when Rick shows up, send him my way. It kind of like bounces off the frame of the shot. Like it's like literally supposed to be funny. But the fact that he wants them to blow up all the other houses is crazy to me. Those are houses. That's a resource.
You have a finite amount of houses. This place, and you just somehow realized after you started exploding it, they've got solar panels. That would have been useful. Like, you've been there before. You stole all the things they have.
You've been there several times. You've had spaghetti before. You should know this town. This makes no sense.
That should have been the town that you moved into next.
I know. Why would you move to the kingdom? Oh, God. Oh, it's hurting me. Okay. We jumped so far. So, like, okay, Chandler's Chandler Riggs is, a.k.a. Carl's, is...
Carl!
So Carl's death, right? He's writing a note. The episode early on is cutting back to Carl talking to Rick, right? They're framing this up like this is the thing, right? Okay, so I'm embarrassed to admit that I watched this twice. I watched it earlier in the week, and then I had to watch it again. Because I'm like, I can't, or whatever. But I still have no memory of the episode whatsoever, so it's not cheating at all. But early on, they're like cutting to Carl and Rick talking, right? Right in the middle of like nothing, right in the middle of like Rick and stuff and Carl and thinking and all that. It's that conversation they had about Sadiq and about how like we have to save people and like we can't just survive and like we can't just murder the bad people and we have to do better than that and all this other stuff. Like they're trying to make this point and I don't know what they're getting at. Like, is this Rick, and like what the fuck does the flash forward mean? Where like Rick was just imagining the future where like Carl's there. Like
was he there?
Yes, he like walks down like the stairs and shit. I think that's the whole thing.
I don't remember that, but I won't say it didn't happen because it's also the dumbest shit we've not made reference to since it happened. So what if he never has a beard? What if it's never gray? What then?
Well, but that's I mean, I don't know what those scenes were supposed to mean anymore. And then when he's, like, crying or his face is weird and, like, the other half of those flashes, he says, my, like, mercy won out against my wrath or whatever the fuck, right? That, like, I'm saying, like, they're trying to make these points, these, like, big points about the philosophy, right? They're having characters debate, like, well, we can't just kill them, we have to live in peace later. What do you want to go pick strawberries with them? And he goes, if that's what it, like, they're like, it's become this weird, like, political. It's like when Star Wars is like the Trade Federation and the Senate, and you're like, what are you talking about? Why are we doing all this? All these weird things or whatever. Kind of prematurely, too, because shit's still blowing up and shit's still fucked. Like, why are you debating, well, once this is all over, we're going to have to think about how we run society. And I'm like, I don't want to go through all this.
A certain amount of thought on how to run society, not the worst. But you have bigger fish to fry at the moment. You've been fucking bit, and like... It's just ever irresponsible. You've spent like 8 years in the zombie apocalypse. You know that at some point you're going to turn into a zombie. You're in the house with your fucking sister for a while writing a note. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
So,
do you have no respect?
And I'm glad we're talking about all this first. So, he was bit, right, when he was, like, presumably...
I had to think about this a lot. I'm like, I guess it was when he was with that idiot out in the woods. That's the only real time that makes sense. Like, or he somehow, like, which would make more sense would be if he got bit somehow in this smoke, like, thing.
Off camera or something like that?
It's not like it's a big festering infected wound. It looks like when someone bites you and doesn't bite the skin and just leaves a mark and then they, like, just rubbed ink into it. Like...
Yes. So he says, I helped him get here. That's how it happened. And then, like, shows the thing. So I have to believe he got bit in that scene that we criticize as being fucking stupid. Yeah. Where, like, okay, there's, like, 20 zombies. You got your knife? Yeah, I have my knife. Boy, I just met. Let's go fight the zombies. And then I guess when he was on the ground and they were, like, in his face, something must have, like,
because one was, that girl was shockingly close to him while he was holding the one was right there. That had to have been him.
So that had to have been it, right? So, like,
it's not like he was wearing multiple layers, though. It would have bit him through the clothes. His clothes should have been bloody. Like, it should have been pretty obvious he was bitten right there.
He had a lot of blood on him, but that was because he was laying on something that was bloody, right? So, like, I didn't know what the fuck to think of anything.
I guess.
And so, like, that was during the day. So the best case scenario is this nighttime they're at now is that same night. Right? That's like the best case scenario. I'm not even sure that's true.
I don't even think that's possible.
But Carl's timeline is different from their timeline, right? So I don't know anymore, whatever. But that's like the best case scenario, that I can construct. I don't know how long people bitten by zombies have ever taken to turn, if it's ever been that long. Because that's like a solid, like...
We see people like start to like getting droopy and phasey out after like a couple hours. Like... This would have been, at the very least, more than a couple of hours.
It's been hours.
And he's been actively doing things. He's not, like, bedridden and wet.
Yeah, minimum, like, 4. Like, realistically, 6, 8 hours. It's been, like, a long time. It's so crazy to me. Because, like, I had concluded, okay, nothing happened during that encounter. It was just a weird showing of some stupid, stuff. Maybe I'm bonding with Sadiq. This is fine.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. I had concluded that because of how much time must have had, must have gone by, that this couldn't possibly have been it. If someone gets bitten in the arm or like the leg, it's like I have seconds to cut this limb off, or else you're fucking toast.
You think he should have cut his midsection off?
Should have cut like a whole large bite, out of his side. I mean, like the time factor is always seen with such urgency or whatever. The
thing that I would love to have seen is if he's like, I got this, saving him, and Rick just shoots that guy in the head.
Like this guy hurt you? Is this guy bothering you? Yeah. Rick's face was good when he saw it. Like, oh no, Carl.
Because his life is fucked.
Oh
like,
no,
in every
it's
way.
bad. It's very bad. So
I like that moment that him and Negan had at the wall, and I was like, oh, that could have been funner.
Yeah, okay, and like watching it again, you kind of realize when he's writing the note, and when he's talking to people, and when he's like, this is my plan, right, just do it. Like he's doing all these things, which during the first viewing was like, oh, great, so maybe Rick will die, and we have to build up Carl to be like, he's the next natural leader of the group. Look at him, he's throwing smoke bombs, that's a little weird, but it's working, so I guess whatever. Hey, man, and then talks to Negan mano-y-mano, and he goes, ooh, answering the door like a big boy, and you're like, oh, this is great. Now we have this, like, rapport, and that can be a thing, because he like Negan wants to kill Rick. He like actively does not want to kill Carl. He likes him. He's gonna be my top guy. So they could have had this whole thing. I was like, oh, they're setting that up. That's cool. I wonder how Rick's gonna die though, because Carl's not gonna be on board if like Negan like batters Rick to death in front of him.
Most likely not.
So like, I wonder what's gonna happen, and then this happens like instead or something like that.
So Chandler's got an acting career outside of it.
Yeah, is that the case?
He just had that movie that with the tapes
and we
and
wondered about that because he looked so young. We said, was this old footage? Because he'll be on The Walking Dead for the next 100 years.
Presumably, like, he can go do something else. He'll be on the next season of Stranger Things.
So like when he's talking to Negan, when he's running around, when he's talking to Sadiq, even I'm like, because sometimes you get like a child actor and they grow up, and then you go, oops, we shouldn't have cast this person. This sucks.
I love when they get awkward looking, and you're like, oh.
Fuck, we made a bad decision.
More often than not, they're pretty good with like, oh, that's a supermodel. Somehow you knew at the age of 5 that would be a supermodel.
We were all aware. But I thought Chandler Riggs is his name?
Riggs.
Yeah, I thought he did really good work in this when he's talking to Negan, when he's doing his stuff, when he says, because like the conversation kind of flops around. He's like, we'll kill me then or whatever. They have the whole conversation,
which makes so much sense. And he's already dead.
Well, so on second viewing, I'm saying it kind of takes away from some of those things where I'm sort of like,
he's not as badass as he was.
Now it's like whatever. But I thought as an actor, he was really, he was doing good work. Because in the past, I've been saying, I think that this is we had this kid actor and he grew up and I guess we have to use him. He wasn't horrible, but he wasn't anything special. But so now that he's leaving the show, I'm like, oh, he's actually he's like a decent actor. Okay, cool, or whatever. But whatever.
There was a show, I don't remember what it was, but let's call it like a Beach Cop. I don't remember if it was Baywatch or something like that, where there was a person who was
Surf's up.
Super aggressive in their stance, where it's like, oh, you could get yourself killed. He's like, no one behaves like that unless they're already dead. How long have you known you have cancer? And the guy made this guess like that, immediately he's like, been over 3 months. And I was like, what the fuck? And you got that vibe out of this where he's you're not and Carl's usually ballsier than he should be, but he always had the protection of the plot. But now,
well, so during the first viewing, it kind of fit. Because I was like, there's that great scene where Negan's about to make Rick cut Carl's arm off, and he goes salami slice or whatever. Yeah, and Carl's just like, just do it or whatever. And you're like, oh fuck, man, that makes.
Or think of him when he jumps in the back of a car with a gun and he's like, I'll just mow down all these motherfuckers and kill Negan myself. Yeah. He's a little badass.
That's like the two ballsy maneuver or whatever. But. Yeah. So it kind of fit and was fine. Now that I know that he was marked for death, I just can't get over my lack of confidence in how the timeline works and how he knows he's not going to be a zombie.
Do you think?
So
do
weird.
You think? And I would give this a 10% chance.
Got it.
Carl's immune.
Oh my God!
And they're like, that's the cure. Carl can't get hurt by it. Oh my God.
Was Carl? No, he wasn't born. Was he? No. Yeah.
What were you about to say? Did you think he was born in the apocalypse?
Yeah, born after the apocalypse.
No,
obviously. Yeah.
He was 7.
Because Judith was born during the apocalypse. Yeah.
It's been going on for 8 years.
No. No, because like otherwise it wouldn't make sense for him to be like immune. He's just randomly immune.
Nothing makes sense.
Okay.
But I'm like, could that be it?
Yeah,
because I can't imagine them getting rid of this character, without some shit,
That throws everything for a giant loop. I have no idea.
In every disease, someone's immune.
I feel like no. I feel like that would have had to have been.
I gave it a 10% chance.
Okay,
and it could be the whole family. Rick could be immune too. How many times has Rick been so close to death?
That's been a theory for so long that like certain people have some sort of weird thing that like lets them survive.
It's like, and Lori didn't because she wasn't part of that right bloodline.
Yeah.
Carl's got half a cure. So he can get bit once.
You can just get bit once at a time. Because people survive crazy things, and like gunshots go off right next to them, and shit's so crazy, and they've had to go without like proper nutrition and all that stuff, and they've had to be in all these extreme situations. So if they had the virus, but it had mutated in them and was just helping them, but they weren't zombies or something, right? That's been one of the theories to try to grasp at straws of like, how could this be possible? How is this reasonable to happen? You get shot and you're like grazed or whatever. You're like, what the fuck? You're like,
that was center mass. I saw your lung.
He's like on the ground, his like kidneys like flopped out of his thing, and he's like, "I'm slightly upset with you." And like, what the fuck's going on? He's obviously part zombie.
We'll see.
He's a regenerative. I would
monster. Actually love that if they explained like season 9, season 10. There's like a scientist. Mostly everyone who's alive now has some sort of mutation based on this zombie virus. We're all part walker.
Yeah, like everyone's infected, and you didn't realize what that meant until now, or whatever, right? Because certain people,
or the longer you have the infection, the longer,
Yeah, we've adapted. We've adapted to worse things. This one disease, and now that bacteria lives in our stomachs, and then this was this, and that was that. To do some charts and shit like that. Get Patrick Stewart in there explaining it. Mutations occur in this percentage of. Oh. No, I don't. Oh, we're way off the thing. The episode opens, with the Junkrats and Rick, and he's like looking, and like the zombies are gone. Fuck, right?
Yeah.
And then, okay,
they proved their use.
I wrote this down because it was so. I wrote, dumb, walking up, badass. James Cameron Stranger Thing music plays. Junkrats run away. That's my
and then Carol was just waiting with a
Carol
car.
was randomly there. Okay, the whole thing was such a train wreck. I forgot about it because of all the other shit that happens during the episode. But like the first 3 minutes of this episode are such a gigantic fucking train wreck. It literally upon second viewing, I was like, well, maybe I forgot.
It gets worse though.
No, because like literally weird. It sounds like music I've never heard on this show before. They don't play music like that. That doesn't fit at all. Who cut this scene? It's crazy to me. And it's like it's not slow-mo, but it's like a weird badass. She's like running with the gun, he's running with the gun, and they're going up. And behind them are like old like lunch ladies and like the weird, like lurch looking dude. All the Junkrats are there, like they're we're gonna do it now. And then like two guns start shooting, and like it's funny. Was it meant to be funny? I guess the Junkrats fucking immediately leave. And I'm like, what? It was like so useless and dumb.
Looks different than the picture.
Yes.
Tuck, 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 tuck. Out.
The minute they were like shot at, it was like, well, fuck this or whatever the fuck. Which
well, they were only in for it because it was shooting fish in a barrel. Once it became not that, it was like, I'm out, bitch.
I totally know that.
You're only paying me in light bulbs. I can't afford this.
But as angry as I was at the previous 1 episode, 1.5, whatever, that they even featured them, it's so crazy that they're immediately gone. That was so obviously useless filler that made no sense. Why? Like, it makes no sense for him to partner with them. It makes no sense for them to go along with it. None of this makes any sense whatsoever, and now they're just instantly gone. It's like so upsetting to me, like narratively. Yeah. I can't get over it. Do you have anything to help me here?
Well, I can only tell you the part that annoyed me more, and hope that distracts you from this horrible part. So later on in the episode, we have Maggie and the convoy of cars driving, and all of a sudden a tree is falling in the way. And like, that tree wasn't there before.
A tree that wasn't there before.
Trees fall, Maggie. It's okay. No, it's a fucking trap. It's obviously a trap because they've trapped you with this shit before. I know you were dying of pregnancy then or whatever, so you might not have noticed.
Trees
in the RV.
do that. Yeah.
But then they get boxed in. There's a car in the very back, and no one on the radio is responding, and they see people slowly walking up. Why does no one get out of the car and run into the woods? You're in the middle of a trap. The cars are gone. They're dead to you. Why do you die? For all you know, they're going to run by and just kill you all.
Yes.
Get in the woods or pull a gun out. Do something. They do this. Hands at 10 and 2. Let me just wait. I'll wait forever. Okay. All right.
I will just...
Oh, they got Jerry. Okay.
I will just explain to the officers that I didn't see the sign.
Do they even know Jerry? Have they ever seen him before?
Well, this is good because it segues into my last thing from because I just want to leave this behind forever. After the Junkrat thing, Carol picks him up. It makes no sense. You don't see who's shooting at them or why. You don't
why would you?
You don't know who's still...
You've never seen anyone shoot out of windows anyway, so why would you see it now?
We don't even know who's still there, or why they would shoot, or what their orders were, or how. Because all of the saviors that have speaking roles are somewhere else, basically.
All the thousands of saviors
that might be there.
They've attacked every base at once and won pretty much flawlessly.
Like immediately and all that shit. So totally crazy and like weird. They have them say dialogue in the car about like we can go to those vehicles and take them and split up. Like just to justify the fact, I think it was like a reshoot or like a last minute insert or something like that, because they're driving and they have to say this clunky dialogue, and like he does say like I don't think the snipers got away or whatever the fuck. So like they have to throw in this weird dialogue that almost doesn't make sense about like we can go here and get these vehicles and then we'll split up, and then it cuts to this weird like other music I've never heard in The Walking Dead, of like just tight shots of faces driving and like in different cars, and they like slowly dissolve from one to the other. I was like, what show am I watching? This is not The Walking Dead. This is crazy. Am I wrong on this?
No.
Have they done this before?
So many things were distracting me that I couldn't even focus on music in this episode.
Okay, but I just mean like it's in the first 3 minutes, and it was literally like watching like Z Nation, Containment, and all these other fucking that have other tones, like sci-fi tone or like whatever weird fake Western tone. Like all these other tones were in the middle of my shit.
Do you think someone strange directed this episode?
I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on over there. Like these were shot before, so even like recent announcements would have to like, someone who actually does show prep will probably make videos and explain the train wreck, like the behind the scenes of season 8, because something happened, right? This is not normal. This is very weird. But this is a segue because yes, we had no idea where the fuck Jerry was or where he was going or how Simon caught him, because wasn't he going to the kingdom? Shouldn't Gavin's people have caught him? Who are at the kingdom? How'd this even happen? What's going on? But they have Jerry.
Well, the car gets slammed, and that's how they kidnap him.
What do you mean?
Remember, his car gets hit.
When?
When he's driving.
Jerry's car got hit?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? By who? By whom?
You don't see, and then the next time you see Jerry, he's in the back of a van.
You don't see anything, though, right? What do you mean? Did we see his car get hit?
The driving, the car gets T-boned.
Oh, I have no idea.
And then the next scene is Jerry in the back of that cargo van thing.
I don't remember that at all. Okay.
Okay, you've only seen it twice.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. Was he hit by a car or a truck or what?
He just gets T-boned. You don't see it.
He gets T-boned. I have no idea. I have no idea where that is. Or
now I feel like I'm making it up.
You might be making it up. I don't know. That's weird to me. Okay. But regardless, you see Jerry, something happens, right? And then he's in the back of the thing with Simons and his people. Okay, that's weird.
It is weird.
We'll talk more about the Maggie thing, though.
All right.
Simon's there.
I hated that part more than anything in the episode, honestly.
Only because of like the why didn't they book it? Or,
it's in like a bunch of episodes of this where characters act strangely outside of their character.
Ooh.
And I feel like if anybody, Jesus would have been like whoop, whoop, and like tuck rolled and just been in the woods and gone. Like he's a fucking ninja and he just waits there with his like.
Yeah, there does seem to be this element of like...
They waited so long. It took them so long to slowly drive up that fucking road. They know that's not their people.
And there seems to be this like thing, right, of like, well, we have to go here or like we have to stay here because this this scene is coming up and we have to be a part of this scene.
Yes.
It's not like realistic that they'd be like, well, we just fucking literally tried to kill everyone over there in this like coup, but I'm sure now we'll just do more talking like we usually do.
Yeah.
Right? Like that doesn't make sense to expect that, right? You were literally shooting at them before. Like minutes or
none of this
days,
makes sense.
whatever.
Your goal is to kill them, and then when they come to you, you don't even pull a gun. You don't try to survive. You could have been killed like that. Like
right, that too. Of like
they have heavy arsenal. They could have just been like, killed your car, killed that car. Like so much assumptions were happening, and so much out of their characters. They're all survivors in that car, and no one's trying to survive.
Well, and even Simon's bit of, like, you know, expositing the entire thing. Well, don't worry, people are here, and people are there, and this is happening, but the hilltop's been chosen to keep producing, and, like, he, like, lays out the whole plan that they must have come up with as far as, like, how the future is going to go, which apparently involves blowing up all the houses at the one, you know, walled, you know, city full of solar panels.
Well, this is just to ensure that after this season's over, they have to go somewhere else.
Which is fine. They could have done that a million ways. I don't care about that, but it's fucking crazy to me.
It would just destroy my whole life going, we don't have power anymore!
But they shoot a random fuck, right? Do we even know who that guy is? Neil? Am I supposed to know him?
Who the fuck was Neil?
I don't know.
When she asked for that box, I was like, oh, that's for what's-his-guy's boyfriend. I was like, that's what they must want.
Oh.
I'm like, is that guy? How long ago did he die? I don't know. Respect. Whatever.
I'm still not clear whether or not. So like, we're going back far. Aiden, right, is the other of the boyfriend, right?
I never knew his name.
Okay, I know. We're so bad with names a lot of times. We were calling that one guy who was Spencer some other name for like several episodes.
I don't even remember who Spencer is.
His name was either Spencer or that was the name we called him, and his name wasn't Spencer. But he's dead now, so it's fine. He's like, yeah, no balls or guts or whatever. A long time ago, right, he's crying. The guy was on, by the tree. He sees a zombie far away. Someone grabs him and says, it's not him, it's not him. But then they show a shot very shortly after that of them loading something onto, like, a truck. So I don't know if it was him and they were just telling him that, or his body is somewhere. Was he buried? I don't know. We've never seen him by a grave.
It was the only one I thought of.
We're not even sure he's actually dead. But no, that wasn't him.
Then there's a fake-out shot where, like, oh, no, they just killed Jerry. And it cuts back because it was, like, a gunshot, and then he's still there, and I'm like, why did they react? What did he just shoot? Nothing?
He shot a guy in the backseat of their car.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there was there was blood.
I thought I saw blood, and I'm like, damn, that splattered like crazy. Jerry was full of liquids.
I literally thought to myself, they have to call Harvey Keitel to come clean the car now. And they have to change their clothes because someone got shot. There was blood like that on the back of
no, I saw that.
When they were pulling in later.
I just assumed they had horrible continuity issues and didn't know how blood works.
We're just like, whatever. No,
okay, so I missed that.
No, Jerry's fine, but I have no idea where he is because they went back, I think, without, or is Jerry with them? It's so bad.
He's at an axe farm.
He's making a new axe,
Yeah.
But she asked for the box to put one of the prisoners in. She picked one of the big prick guys.
Yeah.
I think that's the same guy with Jesus and Tara who was gonna kill them and fake pissed his pants, or was it
I don't know why they didn't kill. No, they killed the piss pants guy, didn't they?
Out in the field, or
I thought they killed
maybe,
him. I thought they were going to shoot the long-haired prick that
I know.
keeps fucking their life up.
Yeah,
and
this was a different prick.
Them one more time.
I know. Yeah. Long-haired prick guy has to do
one
one more
that she called out, I actually thought he was the one that was like, I'm an engineer, I can help, blah, blah, blah. I thought they were going to be like, we need all the help we can get. But no, he was some guy that apparently tried to kill them, and they shot him.
No. Yeah, the guy you're thinking of was the guy where she said, who wants to be next, or do you want to be next? And he was like, no, I do not. That's the guy who's like, hey man, we're not all bad. He's the good one or whatever of that group or something. But Maggie fucking finally doing the thing. She kills one. She writes a note. Tells them take that box and leave it where they can find it, which is weird. It's like a political leverage move.
Your balls are in their fucking pocket right now, and you're like, I know. You know what? I'll piss them off a little bit.
Well,
they can wipe us out. There's seemingly unlimited of them. They multiply, right? They have some sort of power. If you wet them, they have
a cloning farm,
eggs and whatnot. Yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous.
No, it's a weird move, right? Because it implies that there's some give and take here, and that the people didn't just slam, the counterattack didn't decimate the good people or something like that, which it totally. And maybe they don't have a good I can't even say they don't know because Simon explained it all to her and us at the same time. So, she knows. I don't know if she...
They kept saying, Eugene got us out. What the fuck did Eugene do?
Okay, good.
Tell me that fucking shit. Do you not know? Is that why you don't tell me? Is next episode going to be from their point of view and you're going to get out of that fucking shit? What is happening? Because from the best of my knowledge, you just shot a lot of people and he said I can make more bullets. Is that really a plan? I could have that plan.
My understanding, and again, I was... After you mentioned the Jerry getting T-boned thing, I was afraid. So, I also thought they're just hinting at, Eugene got us out, but they don't say how or whatever the fuck. And that like you just said, they don't even know yet, and they're planning it, or they have an idea, but it wasn't shot, and they're like, just have them say, "It was Eugene. I was skeptical, but worked out like gangbusters."
I picture Eugene's them carrying a large roll of chain link fence, and just like and just like running and making a big circle, then chaining it together, and then just shooting it.
Okay, so
because I'm like in my head to come up with this plan, I said, well, what's the dumbest, infeasible thing that could happen?
Great.
And that was what I had.
That's pretty good. I like that a lot, actually. It's metal knit. It's got tensile strength to 14.7 kilometers.
Attached to 3 trucks, and those trucks drive in tandem.
Yeah.
Why is it 3? Because that would make it really inopportune.
You see,
one's in the middle for structure.
Got to have structure.
Oh.
So when they show these saviors HQ or whatever I believe, when they pan over, right, there's like a roadway, and then on the sides there's just piles of zombies like moving a little bit. So I don't know if that was supposed to be what he did to get them out, because they'd begun streaming into the to the hole around the truck that was over here.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he. So they mentioned that Eugene did it. We don't know how yet. We're gonna find out in the exciting premiere of the next half of the season.
Yeah, fucking hate that shit too.
It was a weird choice because it didn't make me think, wow, I can't wait to see what he did. It made me think, wait, did I miss something? Do we know what he did?
Yeah.
He talked a lot before. It's kind of hard to follow him sometimes. When he talked to Negan, did he say his plan? And then they couldn't afford to film it. Did he say a thing? I don't think he did. I think he said he has a plan. It just makes me like uncertain and shitty.
Yeah, no, and that's fine.
It's not fine. It's bad. So much is bad.
No, your feeling of uncertainty and shittiness, that comes with the
That's
episode.
what they want me to feel?
I think that's the emotion.
They're doing a great job.
The zombie apocalypse, you would feel
uncertain and shitty.
Uncertain and shitty.
You would have like a lack of closure. You'd constantly be searching. Did I do the right thing? Did I see what I think I saw? What's happening, right?
God, I miss Twix.
Man. I miss candy bar. Candy bars you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought Twix might have
Just
been
think about like
something
1
else.
year into the apocalypse, you'd be like, God damn, McDonald's was so good. Why didn't I have no McDonald's? Pull-aparts. Oh, Domino's. Like, there's so many things.
I'm
That's
so
not Domino's.
hungry.
That's Papa John's. Papa John's.
Why are you doing this to me? I'm so hungry. Pull-aparts?
Pull-aparts.
Anybody?
But yeah, that episode's kind of bunk.
That's Maggie. We got King Zeke and Gavin.
Oh, wait. But to continue on the Carl path, so our people escape through the back while Carl's doing his bullshit.
Yeah.
They escape, convoy style.
Okay.
And this is where we get
some Dwight.
Dwight fucking, like, in the weirdest way. So Dwight comes through, leads the convoy all the way in, and then kills a lot of those people, but does it from like behind the car, so I don't think it's like 100% obvious what he did to everybody.
It's not obvious to the other parts of the group, right?
Yeah.
The whole thing felt really weird. So first he like sets up an easily compromised roadblock, which I'm not sure the other people even know is there, but they still lead with a heavy truck to like break it. But that's fine. I can imagine that that they knew that. And
well, I would say you just need the truck just to break through the wall. You wouldn't want to lead through with something shitty and then they know you're there and you didn't break through all the way.
It's still weird to me.
It's weird,
because it just barreled on through and everything. But it was kind of good that he was just systematically making it not optimal and like helping them in that way.
What is that girl's name? The one that survives?
I don't know her name, but I like her. She was the one who was talking to the one like kingdom person, being like, "Yo, you want to hit it? We can. I can hook you up." And I was like, "That's awesome. Equal opportunity for being like a shitbag and like the apocalypse." Anyway, they get to the thing and it like Dwight's been helping them. Didn't he give them all the intel for everything? He shot the arrows and all that stuff.
And they seemingly forgot that.
No, and they were acting like he was just like the same shithead. And like you're saying, like you might think, well, his like actions of like subterfuge are like behind the car and they couldn't see it or whatever. But what about all the stuff he did like before? Like, shouldn't they be like, oh man, you got shot, sorry about that? And he's like, I killed like mad people, and it's like, okay, cool, hell, but he just like angrily tears off his vest and she like spits on him.
Well, that
and,
part
like,
makes sense.
Rosita has to go.
Goddamn vest back.
Yeah, but like I know that they hate him for stuff he did in like the past, but everyone's done a bunch of horrible shit like for a long time.
Yeah, that's why we kill people.
I guess.
Revenge.
No, but like everyone's done horrible like stuff, and like even like there were points where like Daryl, was even feeling sympathetic to like his brother again and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can be really horrible, and I think it's kind of understood.
My favorite sympathy is from Eugene. What does he say? He's like, "I'm sorry for biting on your chode," or whatever it says.
I apologize for my dental impacts upon your chode. I know. Eugene's precious. Eugene's wonderful.
Eugene's great, and I do fear Eugene's time is coming up, and he's not long for this earth. Especially when you start telling all the people like Eugene got us out, Eugene got us out, Eugene got us out.
I don't know even like
because they may have been pulling punches before that, but now they're like, huh, we just lost everything because of Eugene.
I was gonna say, like, is that meant to justify Eugene's inevitable death during an upcoming like conflict?
I still think Eugene will die being a good guy.
Yeah.
Like
totally.
He'll sacrifice himself. Like, we're out of booze. I couldn't sleep anyway. I'll just kill myself.
Well, so in this episode, and I'm glad we're naturally getting to it, is fucking... We've been not talking about Gabe for like 3 episodes because I think we don't care about that happening.
Because he's like sick. He's in the fucking hospital infirmary area.
So like he got sick, and there have been scenes of like... Eugene talking to him and like the doctor and all that stuff, and Gabe's been like, we need to take this doctor and like get him out of here. I need your help. I'm very sweaty. And like Eugene's been like, that's negative on that. I finally found myself a home and I intend to occupy it in perpetuity or some whatever fuck he says, shit like that. And you're like,
but then you have to change your mind.
Yeah, it comes in with like a headlamp, which is perfect because
I would like to sleep through the night.
Eugene. Yeah, so he's experiencing...
Oops, I accidentally dropped keys to the car parked outside the aforementioned exit.
Yes, he's feeling emotions, and he wants to help them now and all that stuff. So presumably, Gabe and the doctor are out, and they're like on their way. We should have a giant map.
He may have already crapped his khakis.
Yeah, he's on his way to go to like the thing and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't know if any of this will get pinned on Eugene. In a way, maybe Eugene being like the the savior's savior.
No, this is perfect.
At the moment,
this is
right?
perfect.
They would never think that it was him.
Come back and say Dwight's a traitor.
Yeah, it's perfect.
The same day that the fucking what do you call it's gone.
Doctor's gone, and Gabe's gone.
That makes sense.
Doctor, what's his name? So like, and no one would ever suspect Eugene right now because he just upped his rep so hard by helping them all.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stock right now.
So yeah, this is good and kind of helps Eugene keep going. But again, what he's going towards is, I think, his inevitable death that could be now seen as more justified from the point of Rick's team or something like that. I don't like that though. I agree with you. I feel like it might be stereotypical, but what I want to and what should happen is that Eugene is like, I've rethought the deal. I think we're going to do this. That's negative.
Maybe.
I'm going to do the thing. I just want Eugene like driving a like robot that he built out of like backhoes. And it's just like, going to the thing.
I got a wheat thrasher.
Sorry, Negan. I have a tree. Lucille is not able to hold up to her whatever the fuck.
Yeah. I don't know. I do think that Eugene's going to be in for some bad times, though. And honestly, it could be even the best if he like totally redeems himself with something and they don't know and kill him.
That's what I mean. Like, it would have to be like both at this point, right? You'd have to have a scenario where Eugene helps, but it doesn't really look like he did or they don't know he did. And then some minor person, Daryl, someone is like, I can't believe you. What do you think this is all about? Pop! And like kills him. And then someone else is like, wait, no, he was like trying to undo the thing, not do the thing. That's why his hands were on the big wheel he had to turn to make a thing happen. Watch, those exact things will happen.
Are we forgetting any characters?
Totally. We have back to King Zeke and Gavin, all that stuff. So Ezekiel's, like weeping and pondering in his lair or whatever the fuck, and then
he has like a trapdoor wall that like he escapes into.
False. He like rearranges the set and like gets away and all that stuff.
I actually loved that.
Yeah?
I was like, yeah, exit stage left. Bitch.
Oh shit. If the show was worse / better, they should have had that dialogue in there sometime. But yeah, it was kind of cool. So this was early on before you were sure what was even happening, and like
Sasha was a tiger.
You see flashlights.
Raja?
Shiva. Shiva's dead as fuck.
But he was carrying Shiva's chain, and I thought he was gonna make a fucking like, I'm gonna beat these motherfuckers with this chain.
I know. I thought it was gonna be an awesome symbolic thing, and then he just
but
maybe it still was. But
the chains that bound Shiva have now bound you with me, and then he gets punched.
We didn't hear him talk really, right? So we don't know if he's dropped his like kingly accent.
I would imagine it's gone.
I would imagine too, but I wanted to know. The whole arc here, right? And like Carol shows up just in time to see him do it, so we know like everyone's on the same page. The whole arc here, right? Because she's like, you have to,
my lord,
like you have to be have to be the king that these people need and all that stuff, right? There's a note from like Jerry, Your Majesty had to bounce, you know, like I want to be there and you should be there too, or whatever. And he's like, oh, I'm so despairing or whatever. And then this is just like call to action. We're gonna like do the thing. But he wasn't like a king to the people. He was like a scrappy dude blowing things up and like helping in this weird other way.
Yeah, he
you know
blew
what I mean?
up their entire stockpile of gasoline, then drove a bus and picked up people, and then like that big broad just like knocked the dude out.
The bus, though, I expected people to get on the bus and for him to be like, "Come, my people, I will lead you out."
Yeah,
and, like, save them.
I did think they were in driveway, but it does
the bus
make
was
more
just
sense.
a battering ram, and then all the people ran away, and then he just locked the the door or whatever.
It would be easy to follow the bus.
I know.
It would also be easy to drive through that gate. But I guess if they're going to make this their permanent home, they want to leave the gate.
It feels more thematically consistent if he is like the king and leads the people and helps the thing. And then maybe
a good king
and sacrifices
would put the
himself too in some way.
Yeah.
That's fine too. It just felt too scrappy and like I'm gonna like fight in this weird like guerrilla tactic way or whatever. But I love Gavin. I love his like his attitude towards everything. Where he's like, "There's kids here. They shouldn't have to see that shit. Just cooperate."
Yeah, he is more of a person,
but like, who's still at the end of the like. In a very bleak landscape of like characters that I now hate, this is a character that actually seems different and interests me. Where like I don't feel like he's building towards this inevitable like losing his you know will to do it, because at the end of the day he still does what he has to do. But when he talks to people, he's like, "I didn't want that. You know that. Just you know, you're like me, all right. You just have to swallow that shit. That's what I do. Just you know, we just have to do this shit or something like that.
Yeah.
But not in this like pathetic way. In the way where after he's done trying to plead with them, he goes, "All right, lock him up. If anything happens, break his arm. I'm done fucking pussyfooting around. Let's go. Load the trucks. Fuck it." And just like has the thing. But I love getting on like the mic and being like, "Okay, please cooperate. It's gonna get ugly." And I don't want that. And just like, you feel like he really doesn't want that.
We're going to do this the Negan way.
Yeah. We tried this before. Because that character was kind of de-emphasized earlier on. You only saw him when they went to that weird magical place outside of the kingdom where they could meet.
Which is almost great, though, because this was the first time any of the people there have ever seen a savior.
Oh, wow.
The kingdom did not even have contact. The king made a whole side deal so they would never see them. Only the ones that were warriors ever saw the saviors, and the warriors are all dead. So these are all people like, what's happening? Who is this?
They didn't really play that up.
No, that was an angle that they missed.
I was going to say, like, missed is like a better word than not played it up, right? Because they should be like, what's happening? And Gavin's...
Well, they know of them now because they sent their loved ones to war and they never returned.
Yes, they heard about them, right? But, like, Gavin's kind of like, you know the deal, and these people are like, I literally do not know the deal. I don't know. I'm just a farmer. I don't know what's going on. I like sew the pads back together after the missions. Like I have no idea what happens. What are you talking about? I don't know your Neganness.
That's kind of then like
the king gets punched.
The part where we should probably I think what we'll end on potentially, unless I'm forgetting a whole nother side arc, is now Spaghetti House itself. We got Rick fighting Negan.
Hold on there, because I have a pointless thing to throw in.
Oh, let's hear it.
Enid and Aiden.
I hate Enid. Don't even bring them up. I hate her so much. She ruins everything. She's like the worst character. She can't act. I don't like her. And then the guy, what's his name?
I think it's Aiden.
Aiden? Whatever his name is.
Ethan.
Aiden. I think it's Aiden. Ethan? Whatever. The dude. Spencer? Let's go with Spencer.
It's not Spencer. Spencer.
Yeah, but I like that name better. So Spencer and her are like making a stop, and, like to obviously the women. And
well, they say so. Like my notes say, Enid and Aiden go to Oceanside.
Yeah.
And he's talking about his dead husband.
They're like, oh, she's not the worst character ever. She's like, oh, let's go pick up something for them at this place. There's a brewery that might not be. Fuck you. I hate everything she does. She's not the worst. She's like, I could give them my gun. You're going to need your gun. You're right. Because you're going to have to kill a grandmother in a minute.
So that's my full note is Aiden and Eden go to Oceanside and kill grandma. That's the only note I have of the entire whatever. So like the girl that Tara bonded with is crying. That's like literally grandma who is like the thing. And we don't even see her alive. No. We just hear her off camera say, "You shouldn't be here," and then pop. It's so dumb.
obviously they're going to have some Polaroids and say, look, we've got them trapped. We can finally do this. We didn't come here for this, blah, 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 blah. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. If you had to kill someone, kill me. My hubby's dead. Oh, some bullshit. And then fucking that girl who I hate is a fucking idiot.
I didn't even, like, play it out in my head. I just was like, all right, that happened. Okay, good. Maybe that'll never come up again.
It was so bad.
But just
bad.
Thinking about
his technique, though? Right. He went to, like, full-on military mode. Which I don't think I've ever seen him do before.
No, there's been a cool. So like this first started. I actually like this a lot, so I'm going to talk about it. This first started when they went to kill all the Saviors in their sleep before they even knew about like Negan and all that stuff. Where they kind of said something like, "We've trained," or like, "We've been getting better," or like, "People have been whatevering." And they've, I think, kind of gradually had characters get more and more. Like when they were even doing stuff earlier this season, they had people like cover and then come around the corner and then go and then like. They've been like clearing rooms and like doing stuff and all that stuff. It's been feeling better.
Makes sense. Only the ones that are surviving are still around.
And I really like that because, like you, I hate when someone randomly, like, oh, we found this dirty young girl. Okay, give her a gun. And she's like, dum, 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 like instantly doing stuff. But people have been gradually getting like better and better. Where characters like Tara and like this dude who like before were like, I don't know what. Oh, that's a gun. That's gross. Yeah. Are like slowly now being like, nope, safety's on. Hold on, got this. And are like getting better because they're training and they've been in like engagements and shit like that, and they know to like snap into their fucking. Battle mode or whatever the fuck. Yeah. But
I hate that girl so much though. Because
have you hated her all along?
I've hated her all along because she's done nothing but like bad things for the plot. I think all along, and I hate that they've made her into a main character. I think she should have been a side arc that like Carl dated briefly, and then she should have died.
Yeah, I really think that they wanted her to be Carl's love interest, who turned out to be with the wolves or something like that, and they dropped that because I guess the general audiences liked her, or maybe they liked her and Carl together, and they kept her on. You know what I'm saying? Like there was this weird thing where she was always
outside the walls, and
there was a line of dialogue that no, sometimes this happens, that's how we, and she stopped talking all like awkwardly, and he was like, that's how we what? And it was like, oh no, there's zombies, we have to run, or it's like there's like wolves or whatever. So there was some weird hint dropping that she was not what she seemed, but then that all went away. She's been hanging out with Maggie, she's been making soup and talking to Jesus and doing all these things. I don't really hate her, but I don't like her. I don't know.
I despise her.
I could pretend to hate her, that for like humorous purposes.
Nah, she's the worst. Let's jump right to Rick. Fuck this part.
Yeah. So, no, that part's
there's a beautiful knockdown, drag out fight in there.
Yes.
And I don't remember the whole thing, but my favorite part was like one point, Rick gets like punched through the fucking window or jumps through the window. What happened there? And I was like, what the fuck?
Okay,
he cracks him like so many times with the fucking bat, and then like somehow Rick gets the upper hand after being like mortally crippled from that, and like hits him, and he just he like hits Negan in the face, and he's like, no, don't you touch her,
because Rick gets Lucille.
Lucille, yeah.
And, okay. It's actually...
His teeth should all be bashed into his mouth because he gets hit in the face with a bat.
Yeah, so it wasn't clear to me.
Covered in barbed wire.
The scene was pretty dark, so there were parts where I wasn't clear what was supposed to be happening and how, like, where hits were supposed to be landing. Several hits with the bat just, like...
If you get cracked in the back, which he did at least twice...
With the barbed wire
bat.
Yeah.
Barbed wire or none, you're a quadriplegic.
Well... Rick's not, because he's got like, mutant zombie virus.
Just take note on the swings he takes that misses, how hard he is swinging that
and like
bat.
The table like moves and stuff. I know. And like this scene too really showed off, and like I hated it, or I liked it, or I hated it again, or I don't like it.
I liked it, but I hated it.
But like Rick always ends up fighting people that are like have like inches on him. They're like bigger than him, and he always ends up like losing. and it's good, right? Because he goes up against the governor, and the governor's like, I actually have like 40 pounds on you. Fuck you, and like fucks him up or whatever, right? Like a long time ago. And now Negan too is like taller than him. So
Negan though, and let me just pause for a second.
He's thin, right?
So Jeffrey Dean Morgan's his full name, right?
I knew it until he said it.
All right, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Negan in real life. So Negan in like the Supernatural days and fucking Watchmen and whatnot, like he was like a big dude.
Thicker and stuff.
Did he get like cancer or something?
Oh god, we're getting into dark territory now. I have no idea.
Because he's gaunt. He's very skinny.
He seems really thin.
You don't like see him without the coat because the coat's the only thing filling him out. But he's much skinnier than he used to be.
Something might have happened where he went on like
sick,
and he went on some kind of like weird vegan diet to like help his health or something like that. Maybe he had a heart attack or whatever.
Something.
That That's totally possible.
And he's a badass dude, so like I buy it all.
And he's tall enough, and I'm kind of like, okay, I can believe this.
But there's certain parts where I'm like, I think Rick could take him. Like,
okay, sure. And Rick's fighting for his life, and Negan's just fighting for his
fun, for a
just
sandwich.
Because he loves it. No, so like
for the love of a good baseball bat.
My favorite part, like connects directly with your favorite part. So like, Rick gets like an ashtray or some bullshit off the ground.
Yeah.
And he hits Negan, and Negan falls, and I think this was like a stunt man. He falls so dead. He literally falls as if he was briefly, knocked unconscious. His entire body falls in this like beautiful way. Go like watch it on like slow-mo or whatever. It's like literally this weird dead fall. I thought it was like so good. I was like, holy shit. And then because Rick has the bat, that's how Negan like pushes himself through it and like comes through. He's like, don't you touch her! Like Martha.
It's the way he says no though.
That's his like thing. Yeah, but that's
don't you touch her.
That's how he like rises to the occasion. That's the scene like a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie where like the little girl is the guy. It's like it was like when Michael Jackson when Joe Pesci's giving the kids heroin or like whatever, and he's like no. It's like that, and all the scopes blow up on the gun.
Like in an 80s movie when a guy would they clearly just fall backwards, but they would play it in reverse. And you'd be like, whoa. Just like, no!
Yeah, it was perfect like that. Because, like, they really haven't played that up, and this scene felt really out of left field for that reason. I don't know why. So, like, Negan should be a crazy person who thinks the bat's, like he's in a relationship with the bat, right? Is that what this is supposed to be?
I don't know.
Why would he say,
the same
don't you
all
touch
the time.
her? I know, it doesn't. It's, like, not consistent, where,
because at one point he gives Rick Lucille.
Yeah. Right?
He's given, like, Fat Joey held Lucille. Other people held Lucille.
Yes, exactly. 100%.
He forgot Lucille somewhere at one point. Like,
yeah, it's really weird.
It doesn't always make sense, but it is always amazing.
It is always amazing.
And that was probably my favorite part of the episode.
Agree.
No! Just how he screams, where I'm like, do you have teeth still? Your face looks like it should have been destroyed.
And like all movie fights or whatever, they're both seemingly kind of fine. After this horrible fight. I don't know. Alexandria's fucking toast.
It's literally toast.
There's one house there. They make a point to mention that there's going to be one house left over.
Yeah.
Houses are exploding for, like, no reason.
And what are they using? It looks like in Rambo when they have that secondary gun. It was like, thump.
Like thump
where did they get all those, and why have they not used those at all?
Exactly. If they're
using 100 without even aiming them, just firing over the wall now. These are very valuable weapons.
Yes.
We've established that loud noises bring zombies.
Yes.
But not one zombie appeared during that whole thing, it seemed.
Well, it happened so fast. They're fucked.
They're
totally fucked. The prison was totally fucked, similar ways. No, and like if they had all these weapons, right, and those are like explosive mortar rounds, right? Like you're saying, they go in like an arc, and if one landed on like the roof of like a house, it wouldn't make the whole house explode. The houses are exploding.
I would not think that. No.
The houses are exploding like in Lethal Weapon or something like that.
Because they're full of electrical energy from the solar panels.
Yes, the electrical energy fumes have filled up the houses.
It builds up if you don't vent it every once in a while.
But they were literally motherfucking exploding from like the inside. They were like blowing out. Like all the windows were blowing up. It made absolutely no sense.
The only thing I think of is there's actual mortars that we're not seeing unseen. But
maybe.
Even that, I'm not even sure how big the explosion on those are. I feel like it's like a 5x5 foot explosion. Even if you made a 5x5x5 like a cube, that wouldn't take a whole house out.
No, and yeah, even if they're bigger or more powerful like that, you still end up with houses that just have chunks missing. Like what's setting the house on fire?
It's somehow
making the whole house
the missile
fireball.
Is going through the building and exploding in the building and outward.
If I saw that explosion, God forbid in real life, but even in like some other movie, I'd be like, oh, it must have like be
a gas leak.
Yeah, it must be like the gas mains, or it must be like a thing. Like there's no explanation for it in this type of post-apocalyptic scenario. I don't know.
It doesn't mean gas for who knows how long.
That's like literally in my notes. Houses explode for no reason. Like that's like one of the things.
Yeah.
As Carl's running around doing his bullshit.
Also, Carl's like, if you think about Carl, in general, he's not the biggest kid, right? Have you ever lifted one of those manhole type covers?
Oh, that no, because they're so heavy.
Man, I like in my earlier days
children,
when I was a person who would go to the gym constantly.
Yeah.
I could bench 330. And I remember lifting up one of those things, and it was so heavy and cut my hands that I couldn't get it off. I dropped it and it fell through, and I was like, "Oh, gotta leave now."
Well, I don't live here. That was.
And Carl, and the one in this is like comic booky huge.
Yeah.
It's much bigger than your average rectangular one. So like it's a huge circle that if you could remotely drag that, it would be like it would be pulling.
Yeah.
But Carl did it after being bit by a zombie like 24 hours earlier, and seamlessly, noiselessly gets in, gets out.
I complained about this several times.
While holding a large bag.
While I was on my couch alone in my living room, I complained about this several times. Because throughout the episode, there's a lot of sewer action going on. But that was by far the worst. Carl throws a smoke grenade. There's two dudes with guns right there, and he disappears. He ends up he ends up off in the sewer, back on in a short enough time that those guys go like, "Where'd he go?"
In the amount of time he disappears, if there were no cover on that
it still would have been awkward.
It would still be impressive because you have to like get there through the smoke, find the rungs, and then climb down real quickly. And that was instantly.
Again, not to nitpick, but the fuck makes no sense at all to me.
The little things of that, because those things weigh so much for the exact reason they don't want like people going in there.
Yeah, no, and as you say, as children, we had like wanted to.
I was an adult doing it.
No, I know, but like
it's heavy as fuck.
We had wanted to like remove them and like concluded, well, it must be like welded in there. Does that make sense? I don't know. Fuck, it's not moving, so whatever, right? Like they're so heavy. Anyway,
they're heavy as fuck, and like they're in the it's an angle below your body. Inset into the ground.
Yeah, it's fucking messed up.
Yeah, he did it like effortlessly. That's why he's immune. It's the virus is coursing through his veins, building his muscles. You're gonna see in the season.
He'll be like the
mid-season premiere. He's gonna come back, lift his eye patch. There's gonna be an eye there.
Yep.
Because he's fucking healed.
I would love that. I would honestly love that. The show should go in that direction because that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because he still has the fucking giant bandage on his head. It makes no sense.
That at times is like so far from his eye that I'm like, I think I could look in there.
When this happened, part of me was like, oh wow, and then I'm like, well, I guess they had to kill him because they can never take his bandage off apparently, and that's just gonna get weirder as he's like, it's like 10 years from now. He's like, I'm still wearing the same, not like a stylish eye patch that just has a small headband, right? That has this like gigantic gauze on his whole forehead and all that shit.
Eventually, he would have got an eye patch.
Eventually, yeah, but like they haven't done it yet. Why would they do it ever? It's apparently has to still be a gauze.
You gotta find one.
It's fucking crazy.
Or get one of the girls to like hand needle stitch you one.
People have been shot and recovered enough to fight in the time he still had gigantic gauze bandages all over his head.
In the defense of the show,
I
rarely defend the show. I don't think the gauze bandage is for like the wound healing.
I know.
It's just to cover the patch.
Yep.
Because you don't like he's a horrible looking monster thing. He doesn't want people seeing it.
I know. Make him a stylish eye patch that just covers the patch. He's wasting gauze. It's a gigantic.
I think it's the same piece of gauze.
I was looking at it. It's a fucking gigantic thing. It's like huge. It's horrible. And now we can end our talk.
All right, guys. So you let us know what you think about this episode in those comments below. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.